Next up, we have a question from Spencer. He says, what are the money guys' thoughts on saving for a home in a Roth IRA? This is assuming you're already saving 20% of your income between a Roth 401k, traditional 401k, and HSA. So what do you think about saving for a home in general and using a Roth IRA as a savings vehicle like that?
Now, Brian, this is where I'm a little rusty, so I'm going to try to talk slowly in case Daniel needs to fact check this if we can't pull this out of our minds. But aren't there limitations on how much you can use from a Roth IRA for a first-time home purchase?
I think he's probably thinking he's going to pull the basis out. I mean, then he's whatever it has made while he was building the assets,
he'll just let it keep growing.
Work growing tax-free.
Got it.
But I think Spencer and this, we see this all the time and don't get busy doing nothing, because I see people who are very smart, financial mutants, and they're trying to figure out how to trick the system. But I would encourage Spencer, what you need to be focused on is the government restricts how much money you can put in these accounts for a reason. So if you're putting it in to let it grow for a short period of time, but then pulling it right back out, and yes, you got to keep the growth or the interest that kind of built into it if you pulled your principal, but you've actually now gutted it. This is the same reason we hate 401k loans, because people all the time talk to us about how great 401k loans are because the interest rate's so much lower than market or other things, or you're paying yourself back. But when you gut your retirement assets for a need for today, you undermine what the compounding opportunity of what that asset could actually be. You have essentially stunted its ability to maximize itself. And that always makes me sad. And it sounds like Spencer's a financial mutant. So I would encourage you, where I would rather you do is don't take away, because you have the get wealthy behaviors and then you have the stay wealthy behaviors. And getting wealthy behaviors is loading up the retirement accounts. But I can understand you probably in your ears whispering, hey, I'd like to buy a house. How do we do this? That's why we give you grace when you're trying to get into the home ownership marketplace. Only put down 3 to 5% on the very first house. Now look, second house, when you upgrade because you got more kids, you need more square footage, you need a little more yard for the dogs and on the picket fence and all the other stuff, you're going to roll the existing equity that you've made plus whatever you've built up to get the full 20%. But to just get your foot in the door, take advantage of the 3 to 5% down payment so you can still focus on the get wealthy behaviors of fully maximizing how cool it can be to save and invest in Roth assets.
Yeah, and the other thing is just sort of a practical application here. You've heard us say over and over again, if you're going to be buying a home or making a major purchase anytime in the next 60 months, inside of 5 years, you really want that purchase to be saved in cash or cash equivalents. Well,
great point.
You're thinking in your mind, well, I know right now cash is paying 5%, so I'm just going to leave my Roth dollars in cash and then I'll do that. Well, now you're handcuffing one of the greatest benefits of Roth, because what you really want to have inside of that Roth IRA or that Roth 401k are high growth assets, because you want to be able to stick it to the tax man as hard as you can and get as much growth as possible. So if you're even saving for a down payment, the vehicle through which you should be saving is going to be cash or cash equivalents. And a Roth IRA is probably not the type of account you want to hold that in. You'd probably rather hold that in a taxable brokerage account using a money market mutual fund, or a high yield savings account using savings deposits or something like that. That's going to be a better place to park that 3 to 5% for that first time home purchase down payment than trying to do so in one of your retirement accounts.